What is going on, guys? It's your boy BG, and welcome to Common Sense. Today is TGIFF. Thank God it's Faith Friday. Now, that was just something I just now came up with, so it wasn't written or anything like that, but I feel like I just wanted to say that. I think I want to base Fridays off of strictly just belief and faith, because that is something that a lot of people struggle with, and I too struggle with this sometimes too. But however, it has grown with actually me believing in faith and belief in the grace and mercy of God, you know? And I feel like it was catchy too, G-I-F-F. TGIFF. Thank God it's Faith Friday. But that isn't what I'm really want to talk about in this particular episode. What I really want to talk about is earlier this morning, right? Well, I want to say earlier this morning, but throughout the course of the night, I was pretty worried about my bank account. Like, it just kind of like skimmed across my head because I'm just a normal person like anybody else. And I started to realize, I'm like, damn, I got some shit to pay. I have a savings account, yo. And it's like, I'm steady dipping. And throughout the course of the night, there was a few times I woke up off of a certain statement that ran across my head. And it was in my conscience. It was actually in my conscience, but I knew that what was being said wasn't me. But it came into the voice of Steve Harvey. It sounded like Steve Harvey, really, because I tap into Steve Harvey a lot. His podcast is mine, and definitely his podcast is be spitting to real stuff. Although a lot of people may not like him, but more so, I definitely respect what the things that he's saying towards the people on his podcast and the information and the personal experiences that he go through on a day-to-day basis to help you relate and understand. But yes, the voice in my head sounded like Steve Harvey. But I definitely knew it wasn't me. I guess I knew it was Christ. I knew it was God. I guess he might have, placed the voice of Steve Harvey so I can tap in and listen into it a little bit more, or whatever case the scenario is. I don't know. God works with people in different ways and speak to people in different ways. Sometimes it's the experiences you go through that he speaks through you. Sometimes it's the thoughts in your head that he speaks through you. I mean, I'm not God, so I can't tell you how he moves, but I'm pretty sure he talks to everyone, but he talks to everyone different. The quote or the words, word for word, that was running through my head throughout the course of that morning, I consistently repeated it, and it really, really stuck with me. It kind of went like this. I know it may not feel like it, my child, but I am working 100% for you and 0% against you. If you truly believe in me, I will certainly test your level of faith. Dog, like real shit. Like, that's what ran through my head the whole entire morning. And I have complete belief in faith. But from my understanding of that quote, that sentence that appeared in my brain is vivid as day. Like, it's clear that God will test your belief. He will test it. If you truly believe in me, I will test your faith. I will test where your faith stands. I will knock you down some, not to say I'm against you, but to test you to see if you truly believe in me. Real shit. I personally think that is what's going on in this scenario. And I believe it. Because your faith has to be tested if you really want something. See, my goal is to really become successful by loving what I'm doing and following something that I naturally know how to do. And I feel like it's speaking, communicating with people, getting my point across, being understanding. Also, I have a talent for art and many other things I picked up along the way. But I am multi-talented. And I truly say that humbly, not in a cocky sense. From what the things I've learned in the ways I know how to speak is why I'm doing this podcast. I've heard it plenty of times where I've spoken to people and it was like, yo, you should really go do motivational speaking or public speaking, and even I said to myself one point in time, I have one point in time, I had an Instagram. Well, right now I'm not currently on social media, but I had an Instagram, and I actually stated a long time ago I wanted to be a motivational speaker. And it's so crazy because I tapped into the Jay Shetty podcast with that was featuring Martha Beck. I believe it's Martha Beck. And it was something that she said that really, really stood out to me, and I feel like it made so much sense. And she said, hold up. I think that's what her name is. It's Martha Beth. No, Martha Beth. Martha Beth. Yes, Martha Beth. And what really stuck out to me, what she said was, she said that if you're in desperation in wanting something, and you ask whoever you believe in, if you whatever religion, or if you just believe that, the universe, or you believe in the universe and whatnot, whatever you believe, whatever you ask in desperation will always be yes. But in order for you to find it and actually obtain it, you have to go to the one address that answer will always go to, and that's your inner peace. Yo, if that wasn't the realest shit I've heard in Jay Shetty's podcast, like, that was the realest shit, and that stays true to his word. Like, that stays definitely, that out of all things, stay true to his word, yo. In order, when you ask the universe, or when you ask God, or when you ask Muhammad, or whatever religion you fall under, and you in desperation, when you really, really want in desperation, and you ask the universe or ask God, or whatever the case may be, I really want to be successful, or I really want this, or this, that, and the third. The answer is always yes. But that answer only gets sent to your address. We ain't talking about the address of the house you live in. We're talking about your personal address, your inner address. It gets sent to that peace. And when you can connect with that peace, that inner happiness, that space, then you're able to take action and approach anything you want, anything you desire. But on a real note, yes, that's what clicked in my head this morning, yo. And I feel like I needed to say that because I know it's probably a lot of people that's on the same edge. But when I repeated that sentence to myself multiple times in that morning, when it first skimmed across my head and I actually remembered it, something told me in that morning to actually say something, but I didn't. But I decided off the late night, I want to talk about it. Because in a lot of cases, when it comes into faith and belief in God, you have to upgrade your thinking. And your thinking upgrades your actions, and the outcome of that is success. And that's a huge thing. Really huge thing. But let me repeat what was said to me, and I want you guys to take note of this. I know it may not feel like it, my child, but I'm working 100% for you and 0% against you. If you truly believe in me, I will certainly test your level of faith. That don't even sound like me. That don't even sound like something that would come from me. Maybe, but I know that was something on a whole nother level beyond me. With that being said, I continue to believe. If I have to be depleted down to $0 in my bank account and still have that faith of belief, knowing I'm going to be able to still get what I desire regardless of the way my money is looking, that is what you call some heavy belief, yo. And then you're taking action in that mix of it too. I'm not going to say who it was, but I was talking with someone a few days ago, and the person was telling me everybody is really getting on me because things been happening in my life, whereas I lost my job. Well, not lost it. I quit it. I quit my job. I stopped doing trades or Forex. I stopped doing a lot of things, and people is really there for me. And they really there for my benefits. You know what I'm saying? They want to see me grow. They want to see me elevate. But I know God is telling me that I'm all right, that I'm going to be all right. I'm going to be straight. I got you. You don't have to worry about the money. You don't have to worry about any of these things. I got you. Put your faith in me, and everything you want will come into your hands. That's what the person said to me. And when I heard that, it kind of like really stuck with me, yo. Like it really did it stuck with me. It stuck to me like glue, because I simply told this person, if you feel like it's really him, if you feel so strongly about it, then continue to listen to that voice. If you feel like God is talking to you, really talking to you, like to a deep, deep level, then follow that voice. And I know this person quite well. This person has a leveled head, yo, like real shit. A level head. The motherfucker don't do drugs and nothing like that. So I definitely knew the person wasn't tripping. But when that person said that, and a couple of days later, I end up getting like some type of inner message. Waking up that morning, I'm going to continue to follow that voice. That's telling me I'm going to be all right. That's God's grace and mercy. That right there is considered God's grace and mercy. And you get these things because you have that level of faith in him. So he gives you grace and mercy. And that within itself, it was really strong. I didn't know how to really explain it, but I feel like a lot of people need to know that. So if you're going through anything and then there's just this inner voice saying you're going to be all right, listen to it. Because that's something that's way bigger than yourself that is telling you that you're going to be all right. When you notice that, or when you even notice that, or when you wake up early in the morning knowing that you have everything what someone else doesn't have, that is what you call grace and mercy. Grace is this thing that grants us these opportunities that we don't deserve. However, for us to recognize that itself is what you call grace. When you realize everything that has happened led you up to this positive point in this position in your life, it's also grace. And being alive, being able to open up, hear and see and have your five senses to experience that, it's mercy. So I won't really get into it too deep because I know I feel like I kind of went off topic on two different levels. But in the end, I acquired this sound, this voice in my head because I had faith. I had belief that I knew I was going to be all right. I put my faith and trust in God. And with reward of that was his grace and his mercy. Family. I'm just going to go ahead and end this podcast. I hope you guys got some gems. You definitely brought out a notepad and a pencil, and you really jot all these things down. And like I said, it was something that really just came into my head this morning. And I feel like it was deep. And with me listening to that voice, I felt all right. I felt good. I felt great. I felt like I was going to be fine. So with that being said, make sure you show gratitude every day. Do prayer every single day. Lastly, put in the work. Faith plus great work ethic creates vulnerable opportunity. Good night.